Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the future of Ninjago as revealed by various Ninjago staff members, including some producers of the Ninjago TV series. Now, this video will contain some information regarding the future of Ninjago. It is information that I've talked about on the channel before. Some of you guys might recognize it. This info has been out there in the wild for quite some time, but some Ninjago fans might not have gotten the memo, and especially regarding some various comments that I've received on some of my recent uploads, I think it's important to remind Ninjago fans where the series is going, starting with Dragons Rising, and how it'll be very different from previous Ninjago seasons in the sense that not every single character will be in the spotlight all the time. And with the recent rumors surrounding the idea that Jay and Cole will only be in Dragons Rising Part 2 for a few episodes each, I think it's important now more than ever to remind Ninjago fans of this information. So regarding the future of Ninjago and how the Ninjago TV show will handle all of the different ninja that we have now, one of the Ninjago producers said the following: "None of the original 6 ninja are really going anywhere, but there will be some years where they simply will not feature that much in the story itself. However, that doesn't mean that they will be completely absent from the main story. While they may not feature in the main TV show, we could see some shorts, comic books, all sorts of smaller episodes where you could see each of the ninja on their own adventures," showing that basically since the world has expanded, the different team members are kind of going to be off doing their own thing. In other words, not every single main ninja will have a mainstay in this new Ninjago Dragons Rising series. We already know as well that the ninja team will be rotating members every single year. Every single year for Ninjago Dragons Rising, the ninja team will look different, comprising of different members. This year, for example, the ninja team looks something like this, but next year we could see an entirely different lineup featuring characters like Zane, Jay, and Cole, possibly in more larger roles. Like I said, we recently got the rumor that Jay and Cole will only be in a few episodes of Dragons Rising Season 1 Part 2, but that doesn't mean that they are going to be removed from the Ninjago TV show altogether. They could come back next year and of course have a major role, but also Ninjago as a series will be prioritizing other forms of medium, such as comic books, shorts, all of that good stuff. There are certainly other ways to tell a story, and we certainly have a lot of things in Ninjago Dragons Rising that need more of an explanation, and I have no doubt that these will be explained in future comic books or shorts, like I said. For example, Nia's storyline in Dragons Rising, her backstory was only referenced very briefly. We could see an entire comic book dedicated to the flashback of Nia and what she was doing before we saw her again in Ninjago Dragons Rising. Same deal with characters like Cole and Jay. They could have a comic each explaining what they've been up to, or even some Ninjago short films, again going into more detail surrounding their backstory and what they've been doing since the merge. And this is just a change that Ninjago fans will have to get used to. This is not the same Ninjago that we've known and loved for years. While Ninjago is still around, obviously, the series is still Ninjago, Dragons Rising is a different series altogether, an entirely different ballgame. And of course, it doesn't follow the rules of the previous Ninjago series. We can have more than 6 ninja at a time. We can have seasons where certain characters don't feature all that much, but other seasons where they do. We can have expanded lore with comic books, shorts, and smaller episodes where certain pieces of the Dragons Rising history can be explained to us in greater detail. Dragons Rising is the future of Ninjago. Ninjago is changing a lot, and Ninjago fans should probably get caught up with how the series is going to be changing, especially so we're not blindsided when Cole and Jay hardly appear in Dragons Rising Part 2. I think for the most part, Dragons Rising so far has done a great job with its story, and I have no doubts that in the future of Ninjago they will continue to do great things with this format and these characters. We also have a couple of important changes that I think we should probably discuss for the Ninjago series itself as a format, aside from like expanding out into comic books and shorts and all that stuff. Again, according to various Ninjago producers, this is now a show that is serialized from season to season. It's not going to be something like we're used to with Prime Empire and Master of the Mountain, for example, being completely unrelated. You could pick up one season and just pick up another one, and they would not really tie into each other. No, this is a serialized show now, which means that they are building to a massive conclusion, even more so than Crystallized, and this has been planned out for years to come. In fact, some sources have even stated that this storyline for Ninjago Dragons Rising could last up to 6 years of planned out content. That is insane. They are certainly putting a lot of work and care into Ninjago Dragons Rising to make it a show that will be lasting for several years at this point, and this storyline is going to be massive for Ninjago. Other points made is that Ninjago will be pivoting to huge stories that run across years. There will be new characters to join competing spinjitzu dojos, i.e. certain ninja will be training certain characters like Kai training Wildfire, for example. There will be new lands filled with new dragons, and they will build on the characters and lore that we love. So that's good, right? At the end of the day, this is still Ninjago through and through, don't get me wrong, but it's a different type of Ninjago. It's still Ninjago, but it's not, if that makes sense. And with the change in format comes a change that I think we can expect to see for years to come. That, of course, being the fact that Ninjago will focus on one specific story. We already know that Ninjago Core has been cancelled, Ninjago Legacy has been pulled for quite some time now, because Ninjago and LEGO want to focus on Ninjago Dragons Rising and make everything connect. Everything that we see from here on out for Ninjago will connect to Dragons Rising in some way, unless specified otherwise by LEGO, unless they decide to bring back Ninjago Legacy. But essentially Ninjago Dragons Rising is the main focus now. All of the sets will tie into Dragons Rising, the show itself will obviously feature the main story, and like we've mentioned prior in today's video, other media like comics and short films could be explored as well. And expanding more on the point of Ninjago characters joining competing Spinjitzu dojos, the team could be expanded even more in the future. We already know that characters like Sora, Aaron, and Wildfire will feature heavily on new ninja teams in the future, but we could expand that even more with characters like Euphrasia and maybe even some other elemental masters that have emerged since the merge. With the main ninja team rotating every single season, the potential is there to create an awesome combination and a different combination of ninja every single time for every single season. That's the main difference here. While previous Ninjago seasons focused on different aesthetics, for example, like Prime Empire being a video game and Master of the Mountain being very much Dungeons and Dragons, Dragons Rising will feature the same story throughout several years, but obviously focus on different characters each time to keep things fresh and interesting. That was another huge complaint and a huge concern that I saw from various Ninjago fans who were concerned about the future of Ninjago Dragons Rising. Now, in terms of how I feel about all of this, I think this is the change that Ninjago desperately needed. I think that Ninjago prior was feeling really stale to a lot of people, even though they tried something new every single season. By the end of Ninjago Crystallized, we pretty much knew what to expect. With Dragons Rising, it's hard to predict, and that's what I like about Dragons Rising. Sure, there is an overarching story that may or may not be somewhat predictable, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, but I really like the approach that Ninjago is taking with Dragons Rising, to make it something new and something different. Prior to Ninjago Dragons Rising, there was a ton of discussion surrounding a next generation series for Ninjago, and in my opinion, this is probably the best next gen series that we could have ever asked for. A series that still maintains the original aesthetic of Ninjago and maintains the original characters, while also introducing new characters and expanding the ninja team even further. Making new characters join the team, having the team rotate out every single season, that is a huge change for sure, but it's extremely beneficial in my opinion. So while I can see a lot of Ninjago fans not really being super optimistic with these changes, I think these changes will only benefit Ninjago in the long run, and I'm curious to see how Ninjago accomplishes this. And with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. This video was a little bit longer than I expected. I just had a lot to say regarding Ninjago Dragons Rising, and I wanted to get all of the important info in one video just so we could all be on the same page. So sorry for the longish kind of video today, but I think it's only necessary and only beneficial. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments regarding Ninjago Dragons Rising and its future, and all of the changes that it's making from here on out. And with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.